Hello, I'm Kate Stichina on InstaForex TV with the fresh Forex news. The purchase of the British pound still represents a very risky step. The pound grows amid the recovery of the British labour market observed recently and the signs that the condition of the state finances starts to improve. However, such development of the events will only increase the chances of the present British government for the re-election now, when the Conservative Party takes the lead in the election race according to the results of the public opinion poll. In this case, the risk of none of the parties will receive the majority of votes in the parliament will advance again, and in its turn will pose a threat for the pound. During the previous week, the pound was showing the relatively steady upturn above the rate of 1.50. The strengthening was caused by the fact that the gap in the rating was growing to 9 points in favor of the Conservative Party against the Labour Party, whereas 2 weeks ago the gap was only 2 points. Besides, the uptick of the pound was supported by the Bank of England position, which testifies about the greater inclination to the tough monetary policy. The central bank stated for the first time since the beginning of the credit crisis that the weakening of the pound observed recently may result in the increase of the inflation. It seems that till this week, the central bank was not worried by the decrease of the British currency, which allowed to raise the competitive ability of the export from Great Britain. The hopes for the fact that the economic situation in Great Britain probably starts to improve caused the data on the labour market, published last week, which turned out to be more favourable than it was expected. According to the issue data, the number of unemployment claims in Great Britain in February showed the greatest decline since November 1997. These data were perceived as the evidence that the British labour market has a flexible structure and will help the country's economy to revive faster than the other Eurozone countries. The present government of Great Britain received support from the part of the data on the budget deficit in February published on Thursday. According to this report, the public sector net borrowings of Great Britain in February achieved the record high of £12.4 billion. However, the index turned out to be lower than the market participants forecasted. The most significant fact is that according to this data, the value of the British budget deficit for this fiscal year can be below the government's target level of £170 billion. In this way, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Alistair Darling, has an opportunity to present this week the favourable budget from the point of view of the Labour Party's prospects at the elections. It was Forex News provided to you by InstaForex News team. Goodbye.